Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Amber Serpent. Hope we're doing well today. We have a full moon coming up, July 23rd and 24th, depending on where in the world you reside. This is a full moon in Aquarius, and it's actually a prequel to the sequel that we'll have next month. So there will be another full moon in Aquarius next month on August 22nd. And when this is a pretty rare event. And the way that I see this is it's like kind of like a two-part series. We had a new moon in Cancer earlier this month. And Cancer is like that deep, watery energy. And it was very cathartic, and it brought up a lot of stuff for a lot of folks from like the emotional depths, a lot of subconscious influences coming up to the surface. And a lot of folks still are processing and trying to navigate all of the things that have come to the light of consciousness that we might see need to shift or change. What's really beautiful and magical about Aquarian energy is that the Aquarian energy is all about finding creative solutions to challenges. And it's also about the balance between the individual and the community. So there might be some big shifts in our relationships or even how we relate to ourselves at this time. The Aquarian full moon here in July is at 1 degree in Aquarius, which is about new beginnings. And it's also the number of the individual. And it just so happens that this full moon is one day after the sun goes into Leo. And Leo is about courage. It's associated with the strength card in the tarot. And it is about charisma in our own persona. So again, we have that theme of the rights and responsibilities of the individual, and how do we balance that with the rights and the responsibilities of the community. So we're going to pull some cards. I have the Illuminati deck here. It's a very beautiful deck. I'll let you guys see a few cards here. Very pretty, right? Yeah, we've got Two of Cups. Very nice, very nice. Very pretty cards. This is one of my go-to decks. I love this deck very much. And we're going to pull a few here and see what is it that we need to know on an intuitive level to help us make the best decisions at the best time, in alignment with this Aquarian full moon. All right, so I was going to ask that you tap into this, because I do believe, energy doesn't know time or space. So regardless if you're watching this live or you're watching this in a recording, I think that holding that intention with me makes a difference. So holding that intention, that question, what is it that we need to know or do the most at this time to align with and best utilize this full moon in Aquarius, July of 2021? Okay. Okay, card number 1, King of Wands reversed. A card that just popped out of the deck, Queen of Swords reversed. Okay, all right. Got a few cards here. You have the 8 of Cups, 10 of Swords, and 4 of Swords, my friends. So definitely some folks are working through a few things. Keeping in mind that the question was, what is it that we need to know or do the most? So it seems that the tarot is bringing up acknowledging maybe some challenges that we are working through right now. The King of Wands. So there may be some challenges that we might be facing as far as our self-esteem. So maybe some of us have taken a few hits, so to speak, in regards to manifesting what it is that we want. We might be, well, so what's coming to me is like, there's like a persona overhaul that's happening for folks. And that actually ties into the Queen of Swords reversed, that when folks are feeling less than courageous, if we're feeling small or disempowered, it can be very easy to fall into using harsh words or communicating in a way that is that's less than effective and might either be muddy or murky, or perhaps even it may not even come in harsh words, but it could just be words that are not very clear. So making too much of a concession on what it is that we want to say, and maybe sugarcoating some things because we are not feeling we're not tapped into our own personal power. So this particular full moon in Aquarius is asking us to reevaluate. To the Four of Cups, we have the Eight of Cups here and the Four of Swords. And the Eight of Cups is asking us to reevaluate and to walk away. So if there is a circumstance where we're feeling very triggered and maybe the communication isn't sugarcoated, but it's harsh, then that might be an invitation to just take a break. Take a break, go out and breathe. Sometimes it's okay to ask for a pause before we speak. And part of what might also be sabotaging some of the self-esteem is burnout. A lot of times the Four of Swords comes up when we're in a place of exhaustion. It's very difficult to feel really empowered when we're exhausted. So if you're finding yourself in a place where you're exhausted, you're tired, and it's just like to the point where we don't really feel like we can be very productive or effective in our life, we're just kind of going through the motions, because it's really all the energy that we have is just to, keep the mundane together, just do our daily routine. Then the cards are definitely saying, take a nap, take a few naps. And it's okay to ask for some space and to ask for a break. Some of us may be feeling and healing from some wounds in the past where we may have had a sense of betrayal. And that might also be sabotaging our self-esteem as well. And because if we are questioning our ability to be able to trust, then that's definitely going to be something where that will play into that theme of this full moon, where our relationships will suffer because we are not feeling like it's safe to trust. Let's see, I'm going to pull another card for the Ten of Swords. How best to heal from the energy that's associated with the Ten of Swords. All right, so we have the Eight of Pentacles reversed, and this card is insinuating cultivating new personal habits and resources and skills. So maybe one of those skills is forgiveness. Forgiveness isn't something that we do for others. It's something that we do for ourselves. Forgiveness, all it means is that the bullshit and the toxic energy that is between me and another person, or between me and a situation, I'm deciding that that's no longer going to affect me anymore. To keep ourselves in a state of unforgiveness, to hold grudges, may feel like it's validating that experience, but what it's doing is actually keeping me in a place where I stay that situation's victim or that person's victim. So forgiveness is really a power stance. It's like basically saying, you know, you do you, and I don't agree with what this person did. I don't agree with the situation, but nevertheless, I'm going to choose me. And that may be what some of us need to walk away from. What that will lead us to is a whole new way of relating. Many of us may find that that as we are redefining our relationships with ourselves through this full moon and cultivating new levels of courage and owning our own sovereignty and autonomy and taking time out for ourselves and allowing this to be a non-negotiable. It's so easy to put ourselves last. And the cards are saying that no, like to put ourselves last is creating an imbalance in how we relate to others, as well as relating to ourselves, more importantly. As we ask for what we need in a way that's respectful, in a way that is clear, not overly sugar-coated, and not too overly harsh, just owning what it is that we need, that we will be creating new dynamics within our communities, within our relationships, and or setting the stage to find new relationships or communities that might actually serve us better. So if you're in a place where it isn't necessarily that the community itself needs to change, but it's like a whole overhaul is needed, and some of us may find that walking away might be the best choice. But really, this is all about forgiveness. With the 10 of Swords and the 8 of Pentacles, this is about choosing you. It's about choosing you and choosing the community that you resonate with, and stating that in a way that doesn't overly compromise your needs and your desires for the sake of maybe keeping other people happy, or because we might be afraid of being alone, or whatever fear might be associated to speaking your truth. This Aquarian new moon is about choosing you. And when you choose yourself first, you will align automatically with the communities and the relationships that you're truly meant to align with, which will it will nurture your soul, and you'll find that that manifestation piece will be able to turn King of Wands right side up again and feel more empowered, will feel supported, and will be given the permission to be able to speak our truth without a fear of harsh consequences as a result of speaking our truth. Let's see, anything else here? So yes, this is a 2-part full moon. So if you don't get everything done this full moon, that needs to be shifted, because there's going to probably be a lot of shift for folks. Know that the universe has given us this beautiful gift of having 2 months where we have a full moon this month and a full moon on August 22nd, where we will be able to have a little bit of extra time to be able to clear, cleanse, and to transmute what it is that we need to transmute in order to eventually lead much more fulfilling lives. So yeah, it is really an exciting time. I know that this isn't like the most joyous message that could come from this, but really with the 10 of Pentacles in play, it is saying that at the end of the day, all of this hard work and these tough decisions that some of us have to make, it's all going to be so worth it, guys. You know, 10 is the potential of what the new cycle has to bring. So after the number 9, we have 1, which is the individual and new beginnings, and 0, which is the seed that must be planted before those new beginnings actually take place. And with the 10 of Pentacles being related to family and community, this is all about tapping into folks who will be just as generous with us as we are with them. So this is really giving us a whole another opportunity for reciprocation. Gift for a gift. All right, folks, thank you so much for joining me here at the Amber Serpent for this full moon tarot reading. And I look forward to seeing you in a couple weeks where we will tap into the new moon with the tarot and see what that has to bring. Take care.